Welcome back, Coin Explorer family, where every coin holds a story. And sometimes a simple penny can whisper echoes of an entire nation's past. Today, we're unlocking the history and hidden mysteries of a coin you may have overlooked countless times. The 1990 United States 1 cent, the Lincoln Memorial Penny. It may seem ordinary at first glance, but behind its copper sheen lies a century of legacy, national pride, and fascinating secrets. Some even collectors have missed for decades. So get comfortable, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at the tiniest coin in your pocket forever. Why this coin matters. Every American has seen a penny. But have you really looked at one? The 1990 Lincoln Memorial Cent is more than just change. It's a piece of living history, one that traveled from minting machines to markets, from hands to homes, and into the pages of numismatic legacy. Look at the front, the obverse. You'll see the proud, thoughtful face of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner, this portrait has remained virtually unchanged since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. To the left, the word liberty, a word that echoes everything Lincoln stood for. To the right, the year 1990, printed cleanly, simply, but meaningfully. And above it all, "In God we trust," a phrase not just minted, but ingrained in national identity. Now flip it. The reverse side reveals the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro. It's not just a building, it's a national symbol. Look closely, very closely. Between the pillars, you'll actually see a tiny engraving of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. Yes, even on this tiny penny, the detail runs that deep. The coin also carries the powerful Latin motto, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, a penny, 1 cent. Yet it tells a story that spans generations. How it was made inside the mints. The 1990 penny wasn't just stamped into existence, it was born in one of the most advanced mints of its time. But something very important changed in the 1980s, and the 1990 cent was part of that transformation. Prior to 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper. But rising metal costs led the U.S. Mint to switch to a cheaper solution, a core of 99.2% zinc with just a thin copper plating. So by 1990, this penny was no longer mostly copper. It looked the same. It even felt the same, but underneath, it was a modern, cost-effective creation. This specific coin was minted in 3 locations. 1. Philadelphia Mint, no Mint Mark II, Denver Mint, D Mark III, San Francisco Mint, S Mark, mostly for proof coins. But here's something you may not know. There are some 1990 pennies with the S mint mark that are missing a key feature. Yes, some were struck without the S on proof coins, creating a variety that became the center of collector attention. That's not hype. That's history. We'll talk more about that intriguing twist soon. What makes the 1990 penny special? You might wonder, why would anyone care about a 1990 penny? It's not gold. It's not silver. It's just a cent. But this specific year, 1990, holds special weight for several reasons. 1. Design consistency meets transition. While the Lincoln Memorial design remained, the mints were entering a period of tighter quality control and modernized equipment. This means even small errors from this era are considered rarer than in earlier decades. 2. The famous 1990 No S proof penny. A very small number of 1990 proof pennies were accidentally minted without the S mint mark. These were meant for collectors only, but due to a rare die error, a few escaped undetected. Although this isn't the coin found in pocket change, it's part of the 1990 penny legacy, and makes every 1990 cent worth a second look. 3. Lasting cultural symbolism. This was one of the final decades before the penny underwent major scrutiny in government debates. Some officials even proposed eliminating it, but it stayed. And so the 1990 cent represents not just a coin, but a decision to preserve history. So when you hold one, you're holding a symbol of what survived. Little coin, big impact. Sometimes we underestimate what's in front of us. A penny? It's practically nothing, right? But imagine this. A child in 1990 dropped a penny into a piggy bank. That piggy bank sat on a shelf for 30 years. And now, that same penny is in your hands. Coins like this don't just move through commerce. They move through time. They carry fingerprints of everyday people. A grandmother buying apples, a student buying lunch, a busker earning tips on a corner in Chicago. Each coin is a silent witness to real lives, real stories, real moments. And that is priceless. What to look for? Even though billions of 1990 pennies were made, not all were created equal. Here's what collectors, and curious eyes, should watch for. 1. Proof coin without the S mint mark. This is the legendary 1990 no S variety. It was a minting mistake, not found in circulation, but often searched for by collectors in old proof sets. It's a part of numismatic history and gave the 1990 penny extra fame. 2. Die cracks and cuds. Small bumps, raised lines, or chips in unusual places could mean the coin was struck with a damaged die. These aren't just errors, they're unique traits, often collected and valued for their one-of-a-kind nature. 3. Off-center strikes. If your 1990 penny looks shifted, where part of the design is missing, that's an off-center strike. Depending on how dramatic it is, collectors might be interested. 4. Double dies. Look at the lettering, especially "In God We Trust" or 1990. If any part looks doubled, it might be a doubling error, and that could mean added collector interest. Remember, not all coins are valuable, but every rare coin started as an ordinary one. Until someone noticed. Maybe that someone is you, the legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent is more than 100 years old. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Victor David Brenner's design was revolutionary. People weren't used to seeing a president's face on a coin. But Lincoln wasn't just any president. He was the man who held the country together during its darkest hour. For 50 years, the reverse side showed simple wheat stalks. Then, in 1959, that was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, in honor of his 150th birthday. That design continued all the way until 2008, after which new reverse designs were introduced. So when you look at the 1990 Lincoln penny, you're seeing a piece of the final full decades of the memorial design, the version most Americans grew up with. It's not just a coin, it's a chapter in the nation's identity. What this coin teaches us: holding a 1990 penny may not make you rich, but it makes you a part of something richer, a tradition of observation, preservation, and reflection. It teaches us that value isn't always measured in dollars. Sometimes it's about the history a coin carries, the stories it could tell, the attention to detail that turns metal into memory. So the next time you see a penny, stop. Look, really look, because you never know what's hiding in plain sight. And that brings us to the end of this incredible journey into the story behind the 1990 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. It's small, yes, but it's powerful. It connects us to a nation's legacy, to everyday lives, to historical art, and evolving mint technology. If you've got one in your drawer, your jar, or your collection, maybe, just maybe, you're holding more than just 1 cent. Thanks for exploring this story with us here on Coin Explorer, where every coin has a past, and every past deserves to be told. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share this with someone who loves history, numismatics, or hidden treasures. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your pockets curious, and never stop exploring, because sometimes the smallest coin holds the biggest story.